This is part 30 of Link's Awakening, and in this part we're going to be making our way, finally, to the 8th and final dungeon, Turtle Rock.
Almost getting there, man.
Almost
done with the game.
God, it's such a long game for our Game Boy
game. It really is.
If
If we're only 8 dungeons, I mean, it does feel like it's taking a while.
Well, it has. There's so much to do between the
dungeons. That could also
be
because we've sat here and talked through all of them, too, so...
we are narrating an entire full-length Zelda game.
But I don't think we do that really that much in here. We just get, like, we go to Mad Batter the third time, we get a Quiver upgrade, and really it's just making our way to Turtle Rock, isn't it?
Yeah, and honestly, we stay on the mountain, the mountains the entire way. We just walk from the very east side of the mountains to the very west side of the mountains in the top left corner of the world map.
But I love how this part right here, like we actually go to a part that we've not been in the game so far, not been able to get to in the game, and it really reminds me a lot of the desert in Ocarina of Time, like how you're not able to get to the Spirit Temple really until the very end of the game.
It's just having that like isolated spot way out there. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It is pretty cool.
It's been in the whole game, and you're like, you try to get there millions of times, like how in the world do I unlock these blocks that they have over the map, and then you finally figure it out at the end of the game.
And I was happy that our the rooster that we brought back to life found himself a home there at the Kuko house.
I had no idea that was a Kuko house. I was wondering why this guy was so excited and why the rooster just went there.
I think if you talk to him like before you get him the blue rooster, he says something about it.
Okay,
but there was no reason for us to talk to him earlier, so we didn't.
Now here's what I have a problem with: these monsters that put Marin up here are like the biggest bullies in the world.
I know.
Like you stick a girl on a broke bridge up that high,
she's gonna starve to death up there.
I mean, those are the real punks. The eagle from Eagle's Tower should be messing with those guys.
Well, that eagle learned his lesson. We killed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I'm ticked off like Marin's about to tell us something real sweet here. Maybe give us a little smooch. And here comes Taryn to ruin everything.
Yeah. Well, ladies never leave us hanging though either,
Yeah, no.
They always tell us like straight up what's going on and everything.
Yeah. And if he wouldn't have interrupted us, the stupid owl would have. Poor Link, he is not a lady.
Nobody wants us to get any action apparently in this game.
Not at all. But at least we find out why Marin got stuck up here. The owl tells us that she sang the Song of Awakening in front of the egg, which is just stupid because, I mean, it's not going to work without...
Yeah, because you got to have the 8 instruments,
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess the monsters, when she sung it, they came out there and took her and threw her up on a bridge.
That's
like, we should put her somewhere captive, like, like behind like a bar, or like a closed-in room, not just in the middle of the open on a broken bridge.
I mean, clearly they know that we're going to come find her.
Yeah.
They haven't stopped us
yet. And truthfully, it doesn't look like a long jump. It reminds me of the guy in George Mask. That Goron that can't jump down 10 feet because he's too hungry.
I hate that Goron.
And then Marin can't jump a foot across the bridge.
I'll tell you what can jump is these stupid boulders. And I swear, they suck in every single Zelda game.
Because they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
I mean, they just bounce. It's like a football. It's like trying to catch like a football.
It really is. It's just...
they're not trying to catch those, but you know what I'm saying.
I wasn't trying to. And thankfully, that time I didn't catch any of them, thankfully. But they just are annoying as heck.
Ever since the original Zelda.
Yep.
They've been a pain.
Ugh. And they even survived the transition to 3D.
Now, I've loved Mad Batter in this whole game because, like, every time he's trying to punish you by just helping you out.
He's like, look at all that junk you have to carry.
Yeah. We've been carrying junk since the original Zelda, though.
Yeah.
We know how to somehow work with all this stuff.
I did like that, like, all your upgrades, basically, for, like, carrying capacity came from the same character in this game. And, like, later on in the longer 3D games and stuff, like, you have to do a lot of stuff to get the different upgrades from a bunch of different people. I thought it was cool to have this random, recurring... Mad Batter in 3 very different areas in this game.
Now, does the area depend on what upgrades you get, or is it like the order that you go in? Because I think it was actually different than what we did in here in our walkthrough.
Yeah.
I think I still got like the magic powder first, and then the bomb. So I don't know if it's like the area that depends on, or if it's just the order that you go in. Like, no matter which one you see,
a really good question.
You get the magic powder first. I don't know.
Because honestly, you could go through the whole game and not get any of the upgrades.
I know we're doing a walkthrough, folks, but we still don't know everything.
We don't know everything. Definitely not. So we're still learning things as we go.
Man, I don't know how many times I've tried to get through this fire up here. I think I tried to use every single weapon and just had no clue.
You know what you need? You need the fire tunic.
Yeah, exactly.
But the L2 shield is I'd say it's a pretty cool little like a little video there with that little flamethrower basically.
Yes,
like where in the world did this thing come from?
It really is cool. That's a mirror shield, or is it? L2. I think you're right. I think it's just the L2 in this game.
Yeah, but
obviously by there, but they couldn't fit mirror right there either. So
yeah, it's like you mentioned a little while ago. It's like that kept you from getting to this entire top left corner that we couldn't get to before. But somehow, old Rira or whatever got up here and put himself a phone booth in.
Yeah, like how do you build out there in the middle of nowhere?
I have no
idea. He had a fire tunic
He must have. But I do think it's cool. It's been so long since we've talked to that guy on the phone. I saw that phone booth there, and I'm like,
so you had to do it. You just had to do it.
I got to do it. I've walked in and talked to most of them.
Yeah.
And this one's just here at the very end of the game, almost the very end of the game, depending on how long it takes you to beat Turtle Rock.
Now, I kind of like how they threw Turtle Rock in a separate area, as in Links to the Past.
Yeah, I agree.
Left versus the right. But in my opinion, it's just not near as good as the Turtle Rock and Link to the Past.
And I get part of that's like you can't do what you could with the Super Nintendo and everything.
Yeah,
but still, I like that they at least made it something.
It should have been a different dungeon. Maybe I don't like reusing dungeons and everything like that. But we'll actually go ahead and wrap up part 30.